o'clock. Go ahead and talk a little bit, and I'm going to share during the course of the next hour, and we'll repeat this a couple times because there will be people jumping in and out. But we're going to talk a little bit about the Course Comparative Project and any questions that you might have. Now, if you want to get credit for your meeting, you can do that one of two ways. If you're watching this via YouTube, you want to leave a comment. So I believe you can leave comments or at least go into chat. I don't think it's giving comments, so you'd want to say something. There should be a chat button, either that side or that side. I can't remember, but we'll figure it out. But what I want you to do, yeah, I think it's going to be this side. We'll see. Anyways, or you can join us right in Hangouts. Now, to find both of those links, all you have to do is go to mywirelessclassroom.us. So, and you don't even have to have a question on the Course Comparative Project. If you had a question for something else, you can do that also in the Hangout side. So if you go the really long, and all you have to do is click on the link. You can just write a chat to me. I'll see it. It's sitting here right on the side. And I'll go ahead and see it, and I'll talk about that. So take a look at what we're talking about. If you give me a second, I'm going to shut the door here. We'll get going. Go. So I shut the door to my office. I have dogs barking, and I have my wife watching The Voice. So too much noise out there, and I don't want to. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and share with you a screen. We can get this one up here. And I will be sharing with you this page, which just so happens to be mywirelessclassroom.us. And this is the gallery page. And what we have here on the gallery page, you'll have a lot of different items. Only a few correspond to English 12A. Next semester, when you're in English 12B, you'll be able to see a lot more. These are some of the items that were done previously by students. And that is in 12A. Or 12B, excuse me. And then 12A, I have a couple examples. One student did a very good essay here on Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. And then we have the Course Comparative Project. And of course, you know, here you have the Divine Comedy, the little ditty of it. Here are what a couple students have done. And both of them happen to be a PowerPoint. So you can use Google Slides or PowerPoint. And when we did this, recorded this, we went about 10 seconds per slide. And you can see a little bit of the information that they have included there. And you'll notice that you have changes going on. And they actually read the entire Divine Comedy, not only Inferno, but Purgatorio and Paradiso. So just to give you an idea there. So you can always go in, you can click on it, you can expand it, so it gets a lot bigger on your page, and you can pause it. So if you wanted to read a little bit about what they were saying, you can take a look at that. It's there for your help. Here they compared the Divine Comedy to the Canterbury Tales and Hamlet. and the Pilgrim's Progress. So that would be the 3 different ones. And so I give some general information there. And then moving along, they also included additionally some items with Beowulf. So you see a lot of information that they have put together in the understanding of it. Okay, go ahead and I think that's on pause. Here we go, it's on pause. Meanwhile, here's another one. This is a literary comparison that a student did, and they actually wrote a nice long paper. It was a joy to read, and they gave me a little bit of an idea of the 2 items. They also included pictures. And don't forget, whenever you use a picture, you're going to want to put the citation there. All this information. And they went to great lengths when they were looking at it. So a really great discussion on the Divine Comedy and some of the artwork that went with it and so on. So actually, they had a link there that went, when you clicked on here, could tell you more about it. Here are the levels of hell, the various rings. And so you notice how they've used, not only did they write about it, but they also used illustrations, which was really taking it another step or another level. So those are a couple ideas that you can take a look at. They're all available, and I'm just going to bring this down here for a second. They're all available here in the gallery at mywirelessclassroom.us. So if you look all the way up at the top, if you go to My Wireless Classroom and just type in /gallery.php, you can get there. Or if you go to the main page, just click on For Students and you can click on Gallery, and that will get you in there as well. So just a wide variety of different assignments that they made. The Course Comparative Project in English 12B is actually a creation of a board game using Voltaire's Candide, along with other items from the course itself. So a variety of materials that you can use there. So just wanted to give you a little comparison. So if anyone has questions, feel free to share those with me. Go ahead and do that. There I am back again. So let me give you some particulars that you need to be aware of. On the 19th of January is when the assignment is due. And I have to have those by 4 o'clock. That's the Friday before the end of the semester. If you have an earlier semester end date, we do have some students who will end before the 25th. They may end on the 19th. The 19th is the day that you need to have the material in. So it's important to know that. So by 4 o'clock, the 19th of January. If you're looking at the calendar, that's about a month away, because we are taping this on Monday, December 18th. If you haven't started Infernal yet, there's 33 cantos in it, so you can't do just one a day and expect to have it all done come the 19th. So I would suggest start reading it now and read at least 2 cantos a day. They'll take you about 16 days, just a little over 2 weeks. Or if you're adventurous, and because we have this break here coming up for the next 2 weeks after this, you might want to read 3 a day, and you can get it done in less than 2 weeks. So just a couple suggestions for you. Also, so that you know, and I'm looking at the live chat, seeing if there's any chats, and there isn't so far. Just so that you know, at any time, you can let me if you want me to view it ahead of time, give you some suggestions or comments, or, hey, Mr. L, am I doing this right? You can do that. Not a problem. I'm more than happy to help you with it. If you're using Google Slides, or if you're writing an essay and using um, Google Docs, make certain that you give me edit privilege. So you can choose when you share it whether people can view it or they can edit. If you give me edit privileges, what I do is along the edge, I can click on and I can leave comments. And so if there's something that's not particularly working, I can highlight it, leave a comment on the side. Or if you'd rather have me go through it and do a video review of it, I can do that as well. So just a variety of different ways that I can look at the course comparative project there. Okay, and more than happy to do that for students. Now, with this break that's coming up, I am not going to be around. So basically from this Friday, December, what is it, the 22nd? At the end of the regular class day, till January 8th, you're really not going to see me. I may pop in if there is a technical issue. So say the system's down, it's not allowing you in. Feel free to send me those infos. Send it to me in Remind. I'll check Remind once a day just to make certain that there's nothing giving it a big hiccup. Now, if we looked at the classroom, I have multiple screens here. I got 1, 2, and 3. And you'll notice that there's a note in the class on your homepage, and it says Plato lessons. That's the green puzzle pieces. Are not going to be available in the evening this Thursday and also on Sunday, December 31st. So the puzzle pieces, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring it up for you. Let's see, we're opening up a link, and I'm going to go ahead and share that with you, just let you see that. Screen share. And right now you should be now seeing the classroom. And there you go. And as we look down and we go through the class itself, so the green puzzle pieces. So when we look at it, okay, so like this is a green puzzle piece. That's what we're talking about. Basically your mastery, your tutorials and masteries. Those pieces, there's going to be some maintenance on the curriculum, or how it sits. It's a lot of technical jargon and that. Just to give you an idea, Thursday the afternoon going into the evening of the 21st, and of course Sunday the 31st, you may more than likely may not have access to those. So you might want to pencil in, not worrying about going into the class, but maybe doing your reading that evening if you're an evening person and working in the class. At any time, if you want to send me a note or a chat, you got a question, feel free to do that. I'm going to flip this in a second, and we'll give it a few seconds here to wind up. And I'll start this in about a minute and a half again. We'll go ahead and walk our way through this short presentation. When the screen hits 7:16, I'll do it again. Okay, hi there, students. For those that are just jumping in, I'm going to go through a couple items here in a second. I'm going to pull a few things up and take a quick look. Nice thing about doing this live is that you're always looking for your materials. And of course, there we go. And I'm going to put it there. And I'm going to set this all up. Take a quick sip of my drink. So this is being broadcast live. Hopefully you're hearing me nice and clear. Just want to let you know, if you are on live right now, feel free to go to mywirelessclassroom.us. If you've gone live and watching it through the YouTube's streaming video, you may not be able to leave chats or questions there or comments, but if you are looking at it through the Hangout link, which is really long, it's actually all the way at the bottom of that little, hey, this is what's going on right now. If you go ahead and jump in there, we can go ahead and you'll pop up right here in the broadcast. And you might want to turn your camera off if you don't want to be seen. But it will list you like on the side for me, or you may see it here, or you may see it going across. Each computer is different. So, but you can always ask me live questions. So what I'm going to do at this time is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going over and picking up a screen. And you'll see it says just for students. And we'll actually go a little bit. I'm going to add actually the original page, My Wireless Classroom. Yep, when you come up to this classroom, you can go in here. And of course, if you're live Hangout, you're here. If you're watching in streaming, it's right there. And I'll go ahead and embed this into the class for 12A, this entire video. So if you click on for students, you'll get this page. Yes, and games get pretty crazy at English teacher parties. And you notice the gallery is right here. Now it's password protected. You might have to go in and get the password, and I can send that to you. It should be right now. It should actually allow you in there. And if not, let me know. But just for students. And then you want to go into the gallery. And of course, the gallery is going to be a very long page. And what you see here is the gallery of excellence. You know, students, you all do some very good work. And I want to highlight it and I want to show it off. So that's what the gallery is all about. In 12B, you'll see some items here that you say, what's a picha kucha? It's actually a picha kucha. And this will be one of the assignments that you'll do in 12B. Prezi is another item. And then you'll also be creating websites. And here's a couple examples of different websites that students have made. And then here's some English 12A items, including a literary analysis for Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. And it's actually an essay, and it's listed here. And then we have the Course Comparative Project. Now you'll notice that there's 12A and 12B. That's right, in 12B you're going to do a project in there, except for you're going to be creating a board game. And there's a lot more information that we'll go about in the second semester, or in the English 12B semester with you about it. And you're going to be using the items together with the board game, and of course something from each unit. So just Give you a little heads up. Now, what I've included on this page are two examples. The first example is a PowerPoint display, and I recorded it, giving it about 10 minutes per page. So if I go all the way back here at the beginning, and I'm just gonna let it start and go. And notice it says pause the movie to read an entire slide. So yes, you can read an entire slide. If you go ahead and expand it, YouTube, then you can see. And then there's discussion and a person included, drawings, pictures. And notice it's going pretty quick, right? So if you wanted to, wait a second, I want to see this page a little bit more. Now you can see that page a little bit more. And as it goes on to the following pages. So just a little bit of an idea of what it looks like. That would be, and I'm just going to reduce this. That would be taking a look here at that PowerPoint as a video. And you can pause the page, take a look, get ideas of how that student created it. Another one, and this one I really enjoyed. And this is a literary comparison. And what the student did is an essay and then some. And you'll notice right off the bat where they have listed an introduction, synopsis, and they really took it the next step. Conclusion, works cited. And as they wrote, they also included pictures. Now, if you click on this link, it'll actually take you to, and I'm going to open a link in a new tab. It'll actually take you to, and it's called Monster Brains. And they wanted to go more into understanding what the Divine Comedy was all about and how it's inspired art and stuff like that. So, they have lots of images there, so you could really take a look and really take it to the next step, as the student has. And they talked about it and gave their comparisons and what was going on. And then what you see is the synopsis, a comparison to Pilgrim's Progress in here, which is from the neoclassic unit. And talked also about Beowulf and Hamlet and Paradise Lost. So they did more than one in each unit. So, and then they gave a conclusion talking about two of them specifically, and then, of course, their works cited page. So just very well written and put together comparative project, and the illustrations really set it over the top. So nice job by the students. So those are both available for you at mywirelessclassroom.us. So as I pause this for a second, so what does that mean right now? Where are we at? Why are you doing this? Well, we are recording here on Monday, the 18th of December. And the project is actually due on Friday, the 19th of January by 4 p.m. So you need to get it in by 4 p.m. in 31 days. If you're watching this video on any other date but the 18th, say it's the 19th or 20th, 21st, so on and so forth, you have even less time. The Inferno has 33 cantos. So you might want to read, can't do one a day because you'll run out of time. So you're going to have to do more than one a day. I would suggest at least 2 a day, and be adventurous because we have this holiday break coming up where if you read 3 a day and you don't have any other classes going on, you don't have to, but it's a good idea to work ahead in classes. If you did 3 a day, you'd have it done in 11, 12 days. And you'd have it done before the end of the break. Take good notes, jot down your notes along the side. Then as you're going through the regular class, say you're on Hamlet right now, you might see items that you've already learned in Canterbury Tales or discovered about in Canterbury Tales or in Hamlet that could apply, you can make a comparison to. Now you have your basis started. And as you're moving forward into the neoclassic unit, you'll have Pilgrim's Progress and Paradise Lost are a couple items in there that you might want to make that comparison with. So you'll have, some of your work already done. So read ahead. I would suggest 3 per day during the break. You're going to have it all read before you get back. Now, the 2 weeks, and when we get back, it's basically 2 weeks left before it's due. If you need to talk to me about it, you can do that. I have no problem. What we can do is I can take notes and I can give you some feedback. And it's not great at that time if you want me to do the feedback. Now, if you're doing a Google slide or using Google Docs, make certain that you give me editing privileges. So as you click on the shareable link, you can put in there, you can comment, and put Mr. L as the email address. And this way, when I go through, I can make those notes on the side. Or if you want me to video it, going through, I could do a screenshot and then, talk about it in the background. This way, when you're working on it, you can, look at the video, pause. What did Mr. L say I needed to do here? And we can do that as well. And if there's a lot of things that need to be changed, I tend to make the video, the screencast of it, because it's easier to get it all out. To type it takes a long time, that's when you know you have a little bit of work to do. So you need to be aware of that coming up here in 2 weeks. So you have, or actually 3 weeks, 5 weeks from today, basically 31 days when it's due. Now, I'm going to share with you again that screen that has those examples on it, but I'm going to go to a different page. And what I'm going to do is go to the classroom. And notice on the course overview page, you have an item here. It says Play-Doh lessons. The green puzzle pieces will be unavailable in the evening of the 21st of December and the afternoon of December 31st. So that's this Thursday and a week from this Sunday. And what are those pieces, or what do you mean by that? Well, there's some, I don't know how they do this. It's technology. Ask me English, I can get you through in language arts, but technology, completely different story. And what you have when you go in your classroom, you notice you have the mastery tests and the tutorials. They're in the green puzzle pieces. These are the ones that are not going to be available. So if you have like a page like that, that will be available. Unit activity, review, the essay, that's a little item there. The self-reflection. You'll be able to do those. The forums. You could do those, but you won't be able to do the puzzle piece. And if you haven't completed it and you're still in a puzzle piece, you're pretty much locked out that day. So that would be a great day to actually read some of Inferno. But just wanted to give you a little heads up on that. So if you have any questions, as we record this on Monday the 18th, and you missed it live, this is being seen by you now because it's embedded in the classroom. Let me know. I can answer questions if I haven't answered them for you on this. So we're going to take a short time out here, and we will come back and review this all over again. And so if you're watching this and you weren't there at the live event, you can go ahead and move on because I'm going to repeat what I just said. And I'll be back in about 1 minute. Well, you are seeing the clock here for a second. We will be coming back to you in just a few. And we'll be back in 3, 2, 1. Hello, students. Mr. L here. And we're doing a multiple live event here. When I talk about multiple live, it is being streamed on YouTube, and it is also being recorded for YouTube and for playback, and it is embedded in the classroom. So if you're seeing this in the classroom, that means you missed the live event. How dare you? No, I'm just kidding. You got busy life, busy schedule, and sometimes you just can't be there. So if that's the case in the class, hey, let me know. And you need to meet with me on an odd hour. Hey, we can figure something out. We'll work it out. I'm not worried about that. I want to see you graduate. And having English 12A and 12B are two important classes in order to meet the graduation requirements. So let me know what I can do to help you. So this is a review. We're going to talk a little bit about the course comparative project. I'm actually going to be showing you a couple examples. And if anyone has questions, now, the reason why I'm saying that is because I do know of a few different students. We're going to be live on a couple different times during the course of this evening, this hour that we're doing the recording. So I wanted to make certain that we were able to touch base. And if you are watching this right now and got a question, feel free to send that question to me. If you're watching it being streamed live and you can't get the live chat to work, hey, send it to me. Remind, I have my phone just to the side here, and it does beep if there's someone coming in and has a question, and reminds. So I'm just going to check it again though, just to make certain, because you know how that is when you're sitting there and all of a sudden, woo, there's one on there. So you can set it there. If you're in the Hangout, your questions, you can do it through either chat or for those that will pop in under Hangout right here or across the top of the screen will be those folks who are joining us on the Hangout side of things. So multiple ways of getting me the questions if you have any questions. So enough of that. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab something, and actually we'll go ahead and share it, and we'll get this shared, and you're going to see mywirelessclassroom.us, and this was the page that we had the information. And if you're in Hangouts, there's Hangouts. But the reason why I bring you to this page is because I want you to be aware of this item called For Students. So if you clicked on that, this is what's going to come up. And yes, us English teachers have some pretty interesting parties. The key item here is Gallery. Now, when you're looking at Gallery, it's going to bring you up this. And this is a couple examples that students put together and did real well last year. And I wanted to share them with you and let you know where you can find additional materials. So here it is. And we're going to go, the first one, this is actually a YouTube video already of a PowerPoint. So notice, all that stuff on the bottom. Anyways, as it's loading up, you can pause the movie to read the entire slide. So I hope you do that. They last about 10 seconds, as you can see on the timer there. And that disappeared. And of course, you got to have the rewind of the video. There you go, about 15 seconds in. And so if you wanted to, you could always pause it right there because it did add 10 seconds. Again, change. Here's a summary that the student did on Purgatorio, which is purgatory. They included some different artwork as well. So, notice that they're going to give you a lot of a variety of information. Here's where they use Paradise Lost from the Neoclassic unit. Came back, we're talking about the Canterbury Tales. So that's the video on that page of a PowerPoint. The other item that we have here is a literary comparison. So here's an essay. And if you're looking here, it's 11 pages long and you're going, oh my. Well, don't forget, you got the title page, one page. And you also have table of contents. That was the second page. So pretty much it starts on page 3. And all of a sudden, as you notice, it's coming from the bottom, is this illustration here. Now, you don't have to put illustrations in it, but this student was really moved by what they learned, that they wanted to include some of the artwork that they did some research on. And they included, and you always want to include, credits for where you found the materials, in this case, art. And if you click on it, it will actually bring you to this page, Monster Brains. You're like, Mr. Al, what's up? Well, what happened is this student really was into, the artwork that came about, how did people see this visually? And they were looking at all the different possibilities that existed. So they were able to go to this piece, pieces of art, and that was talking about different points of Dante's Inferno. So you get the idea of what's going on here. This student really wanted to take it to the next level, which they did, and that's great. They included all their information. They gave a summary, more illustrations and such, synopsis, and they really did 2 pieces in a large quantity of a way. One being Dante and Inferno, and the other being Pilgrim's Progress, or something in the Neoclassic unit. And then they also did mention a few things such as Beowulf, Canterbury Tales, Hamlet, Paradise Lost. So a lot of items that they did include, and then they had their conclusion and what works they used in the piece itself. So a lot of material that you can use can be found, as we jump all the way back to the gallery. And you'll have different items such as, in 12B, the comparative pieces that you're actually making a game board and puzzle pieces and the whole 9 yards. You also have some different projects in there, including websites that you're going to be creating, a Prezi, using that, and a Pichakucha. Now, the Pichakucha, we're going to change that up a little bit this year, and hopefully that will still keep it in line to what we used in the past. In the past, we used the PowerPoint, and you could record and embed your audio in PowerPoint. Google Slides doesn't allow you to do that. Most of you are operating with the Chromebook. With the Chromebook, you're not going to be able to do a PowerPoint. So we're going to take a look at some different ways to still get the idea of a Pichakucha across, but we'll worry about that when we get into 12B. So these are all the great pieces, and if your submission fits that greatness, I'm going to put it in here with your permission. I love to share some of the best, and should be proud if you're making the best of the best there. So that's important to know that is there. You do have also some very important items such as video lessons. We'll be doing some meetings here coming up. I have some other videos that are available. And of course, if you haven't explored and gone to different places, such as 12A, you can actually review the different tests and such. And I'm just going to jump ahead. The mastery tests. I recorded these and put those out there for you to take a look at what they look like. So if you're, trying to understand the tutorial and not having a good time, you can always look at, what are the questions that are asked on the mastery test. So, yeah, it's get rid of that ugly mug there, but you can actually expand the page and such. So, can't click on the answer key. Won't let you do that, but you at least get to see the questions before they're asked. So that's all available when you click on any of the videos. And then we'll also do one of these course final reviews, and we'll do it live and we'll stream it on the internet so students can take a look at it in the future. So a couple places there very important to see. Now, I want you to be aware of something that you should be seeing when you get to your course overview page, or the first page when you just log in, that shows your courses. And this I'm teaching, so you don't see grades here, but yours is going to have like 3 different columns for grades. What is your current grade in the class? If it, course ended today, what would your grade be? And I forgot what the third column is. But anyways, it says Play-Doh lessons. The green puzzle pieces will be unavailable Tuesday evening or Thursday evening, the 21st, and Sunday afternoon, the 31st. And those are basically your mastery tests and tutorials in your class. So notice these green puzzle pieces. Those won't be available. But say you've completed that and you can go into the unit activity review. Now you can click on and go in the unit activity review. Then you can go into this item about the 5-paragraph essay. So you can go into the forums. You can go into the self-reflection. But remember, those are dependent on if the item before it's marked complete. Now, if the item's a puzzle piece, on Thursday the 21st and Sunday the 31st, more than likely, slim chance of getting through. Okay, and that's Thursday evening and Sunday the 31st afternoon. So just to be aware of that. And I wanted to make you completely aware of that. So a lot of items in the classroom that are available for you to use to be successful. I want to see you be successful in our class. If you are behind, let me know. Let's work together. If you want me to review your project or any other item in our class, let me know. I'm here to help you. So more than happy to work with you on those items. So, the sky's the limit. We have 31 days left, or a little bit over 31 days for the project, and about 36 days, not even that, was it Thursday, January 25th, when we wrap up the semester. So you have all of this week if you're viewing this on Monday or Tuesday of the recording. So we're recording Monday the 18th. You have that week. Then there's the 2-week break for the Christian celebration of Christmas, or the holiday break or winter break, whatever you want to call this time. And then we come into 2018, and we don't start back with classes until January the 8th. You have that week and the week after that, and then the project's due. Those meetings yet, you got to make those meetings and get with me so we can make certain that you're going to be successful. It's worth 25 points, and out of 1,000, that's 40th, worth, you know, what, 2.5% of your course grade, you know, so you don't want to, you know, miss out on some points. So very, very important to make those meetings with me. Let's see, do we have a, now we have a question here. We have a comment here by Mr. Steve Clock. So some of you may know him. Anyways, so a few things that are going on there. So it's going to be over quick. Let me know what I can do to help you, and we'll get you through. Okay. So I hope you've enjoyed this broadcast. We've had a few people on here, gathered some information. And remember, if you want credit, if you've watched it all the way through to this point, I will give you the 25 points for meeting 1 or meeting 2. You tell me which meeting that you want it set up for. Send me that note in Remind, and I'll get those posted for you. So hope you're having a great day. I'll talk to everyone soon. And if I didn't mention it now, I'll mention it in one of the other 2 segments. And hopefully we got bases covered. So have yourself a great rest of the day. And remember to work smarter, not harder.